and more thoughtful about the words, if that makes sense. Like before you say it, you like, because they already know it from school. Like they don't have to research it. They know it from school. So I feel like faggot and like the N-word. Sorry. And the N-word, people would not say that because they know the history behind it, and because they marginalize people, as well as like, oh yeah, you guys had like, a pretty high rate for pussy and as well. And some of you guys might know those words are kind of like sexist. So I think if you were not educated, you would not know what that means. You would just think it's a body part that we stigmatize during the 5th and 6th century. So definitely, if you become older, you would become, I guess, more knowledgeable about these words and become, I guess, like, more wise about choosing which words to actually use. Other question?
Did you find like that any of the words that you researched actually had like a history where the meaning is completely different than it is now how we use it today?
Actually, most of these words do. Like, when we say swears, we don't really take the words for like the actual meaning. We get offended depending on what we connotate with these words. So, for example, so when we say goddamn, we don't really like think of anything, right? But in the 5th and 6th century, people actually thought like you're actually using God's name in vain. Like you don't have the power to do that. God is the highest being. You can't do that unless you actually mean it. So sometimes you just use these phrases as like ways to express your anger, and like say shit. Like we don't really have neutral words for other like actions. Like you grab something, you don't really have a neutral word for it. Like you only have like grabbing is a neutral word. Only words like defecating, like peeing, piss, stuff like that, you would get like a different definition for, because they were so stigmatized about talking about it. That makes sense. Any other questions? Patricia?
Do you think there's like a line between like profanity and then slurs? Like,
Right, so profanity like actually means it's outside of church. So words like goddamn and hell, those would be profanity. And slurs are just like, they're like kind of more recent. I mean, they do exist, but they're kind of like oh my gosh, that's kind of like a slur. It's like, oh my god. So it's kind of like the same meaning, but less severe. Any other questions?
All right. Thank you.